What is up, you guys? Pizza Carlo here, and today we're going to talk about if you should trade or invest. Today, we're going to talk about if it's smarter to be an investor or a trader. If you guys haven't already, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It really helps the algorithm, and share this with anybody that you think could use this. Now, when I first started investing, I was told that day traders were degenerate gamblers and that trading will never work. And through reading a lot of books, I understood that investing was the way to go. And while I am a trader, I will always be the first person to tell you that day trading is a 95% chance that you will fail, that it's extremely hard, and that you probably should steer clear of it. But you can't deny the fact that day trading does work for some people. And today, if you're wondering if you want to become an investor, if you want to be a trader, I want to help you decipher which is probably better for you. Now, in order to do this, we have to know the difference between a trader and an investor. A trader is somebody who buys and sells shares of a stock, options, or cryptocurrency within the same day, week, or month. These people are trying to find small movements in the market that can net them a couple of percent, or in the options market, huge returns. This is very risky and very volatile, because if you're not able to catch that small move, well, you're kind of SOL and you're gonna lose money, and especially if you're trading something that's volatile, you're probably not gonna make that money back. This is inherently very risky because timing the market is almost near impossible to a T. So when you're looking at a chart, you can easily be like, oh, if I grabbed from the bottom and rode to the top, or if I got, this small movement, I could have made X amount of money. And yeah, while that's true, nobody times everything out perfectly. But through technical analysis, market research, understanding psychology, we are able to grab small chunks of those moves. And now, if you're a long-term investor, none of this matters because you don't really care about small moves in the market. You're looking at things that are in a 1, 3, and 5 year radius. And so something moving 2, 3, 4% within a day isn't gonna matter to you. Now, somebody for me who might have $25,000 in a stock, if it moves 1%, that is a sizable move for me intraday. And yes, grabbing 1% move on a stock doesn't sound like it's that hard, but it's very, very hard. It takes a lifetime to consistently do this. It takes a mental fortitude that not many people have to be able to do this, to lose money, to trade, to work their way through this. This is not something that's easy. This is not something that you can just hop on Instagram, follow a YouTuber, and know what they're doing. If you want to do this, you need to dedicate your life to it. And that's why I don't really preach about it. I don't really talk about it. Yes, I have a Discord, but I don't make a lot of videos on, trading. More of my style is investing, because I know that anybody can build wealth investing. Trading is something that not a lot of people can do. Now, an investor, on the other hand, is somebody who looks on a larger time frame. They analyze a company by looking at income statements, balance sheets, cash flow. They look at 10Ks, 10Qs. They do their market research on the actual market that the company is in. They don't look at a shorter time frame. They usually invest in 1 year, 3 year, and 5 year increments. And if you are an investor, you only cut your losses if fundamentally something is wrong with the company, or you don't believe in the company anymore. As to where a technical trader would set a stop loss due to a percentage loss, the value of the stock decreasing by X amount of money, or a technical breakout or breakdown of a pattern would usually set a stop loss off. Even after listening to me, if you still want to be a trader, I'm going to compare the two differently, and I'm going to go over way of life, barrier of entry, taxes, and a bunch of things for you to try to decide which one you would rather do. And the first thing to think about is taxes. Now, when you see these YouTubers, and including myself, posting these crazy profits like $100 in 5 minutes, $10,000 today, realize that taxes will eat the living crap out of that profit. You might see one of these Instagram guys posting $1,000 profit for the day, but when you are a trader, you get hit with what is called short-term capital gains tax. And this is about 35 to 40% of your profits based on your income. And that's something you don't see. You might see somebody post $1,000 profit, but they're not like, hey, don't forget, I'm spending $350 of this profit on taxes alone. And yeah, there are ways to get around taxes as an entrepreneur and as a trader, and I'm not going to go over that right now because I'm not a certified financial advisor, and I'm also not a certified tax consultant. Now, if you're an investor, you are still taxed, but you're taxed at a long-term capital gains tax. Now, where I see a lot of problems happen, and I've done it myself, is that somebody will be a long-term investor, they will buy a stock, and they'll hold it for 300 days, which is a pretty long time. And you might have a company that you bought, like AMD, and they're up 100% in a year, and you're like, well, I want to walk away, I want to take my gains. If you sell that within a 365-day period, you are taxed the same as a trader. The only way that you get the benefit of tax is if you hold a company for more than 365 days. And just like all taxes, long-term capital gains will be paid depending upon your overall income as an individual. Usually it's about 15 to 20%. And the next thing I want to talk about is the barrier of entry. Now, the barrier of entry from the beginning seems the same, because I can just download Robinhood and I can buy Apple and I can sell it at the end of the day, or I can buy Apple and hold it for a year. I'm doing the same thing except for hitting maybe a little more buttons. But if you want to be a consistently profitable trader, that is not the truth, because I can download Robinhood and I can just buy, SPY, VTI, SPHD, or even a FANG company such as Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. And if I just held that company for say 10 years, they would most certainly appreciate. But the barrier of entry to trading is insane. Yes, anybody can put on a profitable trade. Anybody can just buy something and sell something and made some sort of money. And it's not because of what they've done. It's just because the stock market gods decided that today that was going to rise. But the barrier of entry is very, very hard to be a consistent trader. You're going to lose probably a lot of money. You are going to be demoralized. You're going to feel like a failure. You're going to feel like an idiot. And it's very hard. Like, if you want to be a trader, and I'm going to make a video in the future more about this, but if you want to be a trader, you have to look at this as a lifelong skill. You can't be like, if I'm not quitting my job in 6 months to trade, this is done. If I'm not going to be a full-time trader within 2 years, I'm done. You have to look at this as if you were going to college. Within a 4 to 6 year period of putting everything you have into it, being a student of the game, you will be profitable if you actually learn from your mistakes. And now I want to talk about way of life. And way of life is a weird thing, because a lot of people don't know traders. A lot of people don't know people who do what I do for a living personally. So they see us on Instagram, they see the big guys driving in Lamborghinis, riding on yachts, and they see them, I can trade from anywhere in the world. I can go to Bali, I can go to anywhere in Southeast Asia, I can do whatever I want. And yeah, that's the truth, but let me just break this down first. Being a long-term investor and looking at that as a way of life, it's like, yes, it's a lot more stress-free. Yes, you're not going to have to look at your phone every 10 minutes. You're not going to have to watch every chart. You're not going to have to sit in front of the computer all the time. But while it's less of a headache, you're not going to be able to live off of that. Especially if you're younger and if you're building an account, you're probably not going to live off of that for about 15, 20 years. And that's something that you have to think about, because if you want to be an investor, you're still going to have to take the time to work at a normal job, to save a lot of money, to put it in the stock market, and you're still going to have to work a job. So if you work a job that you hate and you have to still do this until you retire, that's a problem. You should probably focus on getting a better job that you enjoy being at. And now, way of life for a trader is very, very hard. It's very stressful. Not a lot of people can deal with it, but once you break through that barrier, and once you really become a professional trader and you look at this as a job, you look at this as a skill, you don't treat it as a get-rich-quick scheme, once you're able to be consistently profitable, the way of life is amazing, because it's not even like I don't work. I work 9 hours a day. I just work at home. I work for myself. I create content. I do constant research on how to make YouTube videos on the stock market. I have to keep up with news. And yeah, that can become a headache and that can become a lot. But the most beautiful thing about it is that I can trade from anywhere in the world. I can make YouTube videos from anywhere in the world. And that's one of the coolest things. Like, next month, I'm going to be going to Florida to see my family for a week. The entire time I'm down there, I can trade. And the beautiful thing is that if I don't want to trade, I don't have to. If I'm on vacation, I'm like, you know what? I want to see my family. I don't see them much. I don't care about making money. Maybe, my brain is not in the right space today. I feel like I might do something dumb. I don't have to trade. And that makes the way of life something that a lot of people chase. But what they don't realize is that you can't get that without putting in an insane amount of work and insane amount of time. All right. Thank you guys for watching. If you are a day trader, comment down below. Let me know how long you've been doing it, what's your plans, and if you are doing it full time. And if you're an investor, also comment down below. Let me know what you like about being an investor. If you have any questions, comment down below. Hit me up on my email. I want to thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Also, I have a Christmas giveaway that I'm doing in which I'm giving away 15 books. All you have to do is go to my Instagram. It's down below. go down to the post, comment 2 of your friends in there who need to see the content that we put out, who you want to be a part of this community, and then all you gotta do is just follow the YouTube and you are entered to win. I will be announcing those people on Christmas Eve. Once again, thank you guys for watching, and until next time, peace.